too good not to have in your training program. It's one of those exercises that, if you only had one exercise, this would be a good option to do. And for the water polo athlete, it's a very good option because it will have a positive effect on your grip strength, positive effect on shoulder health, upper back strength, which is also related to shoulder health, core or your trunk strength, as well as building strength through the legs. I'm going to show you some progressions on proper technique or form and some different implements you can use. And it doesn't have to be, hundreds and hundreds of kilos or pounds, to do the deadlift. It doesn't even have to be with the traditional barbell. So there's many different implements you can use. I'm going to show you a few. First, the basic movement of the deadlift. I'll go sideways. The deadlift, unlike a squat, is a hip-dominant movement. So it's going to be bending mainly from the hips. Notice my knees are slightly bent, but I'm shooting my hips back and then coming back up. The important thing on any variation of deadlift is the back position. Notice my back stays flat, slight arch in the lower back. I do not get into this kind of position. When you're like this, and you're going to lift a weight, your back is very unstable and not very strong, so you're prone to injury. When your back has its natural curvatures in it, then it is very strong. And so this is the first thing you need to learn as an athlete or your coach to teach your athlete is this hip hinging movement. Notice I don't even have any weight yet. Put the pole on your back, hinge at the hip. Notice I have one hand in my lower back, so I have a space in my lower back in the pole. I maintain that space, head on the pole, hinge at the hips, maintain that alignment. Stand back up. Hinge at the hips, stand back up. You can go different widths. I'll just show you front view here. So before I was going shoulder width or hip width, you can go wider width. Depends what kind of style of deadlift you're ultimately doing. Okay? So this will just groove your pattern of bending at the hip and maintaining good alignment in the back. Next, for actually adding some load, I'm going to grab the weight over here. I just have a kettlebell here, but this could be a dumbbell, a sandbag, medicine ball. So for the kettlebell, or the weight, whatever weight it is, kind of weight it is, have it between my feet, hinge at the hips. So I'm pushing my hips back. Now to get down to the bell, I have to bend my knees a bit more, but I'm still, it's a hip dominant movement. Let's do this once from the front. Okay, so that's just using a kettlebell, but you could use really any kind of implement. A dumbbell for, if you put a dumbbell, you put it upright on its end, then you can grab the plate. That works very well too. Another thing you can use is your gym bag. So this could be a sandbag, this could be your backpack, your gym bag. Fill it up with something heavy. It could just be, if you're at home, it could be a bunch of books and textbooks, and you can get, 10, 20, 30 kilos quite easily in that bag. Again, same thing. Keep your back flat, grab, and so on. So definitely something that can be done. You don't need special equipment in order to do this. Now if you want to build more strength, but you do not have excessively heavy weight, you can go to a single leg deadlift version, which is just like that very first move of the hip hinge we did earlier, but you're standing on one leg, keeping that back still flat, and standing up. And even doing this, initially just with your body weight, can have a nice little training effect if you're new to strength training. Using a kettlebell, one way to load, both hands on the kettlebell. And again, you can do that with a backpack, gym bag, sandbag, medicine ball. It all works. Okay? One way to deadlift has a positive effect on your shoulder health, and it certainly has to do with how you do your deadlift. But if I was to do a single arm deadlift, and I go down, I grab that dumbbell, stand up. That was done the right way. If I did it the wrong way with respect to the shoulders, now keep your eye on the shoulders, watch what happens. You notice how my shoulder is disconnected from my body. Now that shoulder joint is being tractioned or distracted out of the joint. And really the rotator cuff muscles, which really the main job is to keep that, the head of the humerus in that, the fossa, inside the ball and socket joint of the shoulder. So if you suck your shoulder in, what's called in the RKC, School of Strength, pass your shoulder when you're lifting. Doesn't matter what kind of implement you're lifting, whether you're doing one hand, single leg, two legs, two hands. This is going to activate all those muscles. You're going to be training all the rotator cuff muscles and stabilizers of the shoulder to hold a nicely tight, packed shoulder. So I'll demonstrate the same exercise again, which I just did. Here's the wrong way. Here's the proper way. So my shoulder's packing in, connected very strongly to my front. So you can give those a try, deadlift. In my article on this exercise on Water Polo Planet, I give some program outlines that you can use to implement it into your program. Good luck and have fun. Enjoy.